Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me and you'll learn to live freely and lightly. At Forest Brook, we've been talking about these unforced rhythms of grace for the past little while. We've been looking at how God pulls us in close to himself and our church family as we gather and worship, and that he also pushes us out to love him and love others where we live, work, go to school, and play. We actually call it our main reason for existing as a church, to love God and love others. And we know that these were Jesus' priorities too. We have been captured by the idea that living fully in the Spirit, the way that we were made to, is free and light. It's not heavy or ill-fitting or clunky or weird or full of pressure or performance or evaluation, but free and light. Jesus isn't saying it's perfect or easy, but that there's freedom here. And maybe that looks like permission and space for the tensions, the wrestling, for acknowledging that there's joy alongside of our pain, or that even in the most ordinary day, we can find holy ground. It doesn't seem like he's inviting us to add to our to-do list or to take on another project, but to step into his way of living again and again, learning continually these unforced rhythms from watching him. This fall, we return to a focus on the rhythms of grace in our neighborhoods, the communities in which we live. What does that rhythm sound like on our streets and in our apartment hallways, at the grocery store or the ice cream shop or the rec center? How do we show love to our neighbors in a way that is genuine and natural, free and light, an everyday thing and in step with Jesus' ways? So to put it super simply, how do we love our neighbors better? As we kick off a brand new season, creating new routines that will carry us into this year, we're inviting you and me and all of us to set some intentional rhythms around loving our neighborhoods. Maybe this is something that already comes pretty naturally to you. Or maybe like many of us, it's time for a reset. Some fresh perspective and intentional focus on learning from Jesus. We'll be looking at some of the ways that we can actively make space for God to work in our neighborhoods through us. We'll ask him for eyes to see what he's already up to around us in our communities and how he is actually inviting us to join him there. Consider this. Our little Forest Brook family is made up of people spanning the Durham region, from Newcastle in the east to Scarborough in the west. Our neighborhood represents a wide geographic scope, not just the little footprint that we occupy with our building here in Ajax, but of course there's that too. Imagine us as little flashlights all over who are actually doing something all together at the same time to make one beautiful collective beam of light across our region, simply by loving our neighbors better. Over the next few weeks, together we'll try out some really practical ways to get in tune with God's rhythm in our neighborhoods. We'll ask God for fresh perspective. We'll consider the importance of presence. And we'll ask him to show us the potential, the immeasurably more of his work of restoration around us. Are you in? Today, to get started, it's all about preparation. So let's just start here together by making some room for God to show us something new. I invite you, whoever you are, to pray this simple prayer right now and then over and over this week in whatever ways and times it might come to your mind. God, prepare my heart. Create space here for you. Jesus, make me a better neighbor.